Thanks for staying with us here on TVC Breakfast. It's now time for us to look at what the papers are reporting this morning. And as usual, I'll be doing this with my colleagues, Etoma and Veronica. Let's quickly look at the Nation newspaper, which is the first newspaper to review this morning. The very interesting story that has been trending. Senate suspends Akpoti Uduaghan for 6 months. Senator resubmits petition. Tinubu hires 774 health care volunteers. Party, they are the best. Air Force men invade Ikeja Disco over power cuts to NAF base. And then Supreme Court, no evidence, 27 Rivers lawmakers defected. The Nation obtains CTC of judgment. Rivers people, Fubara back in Tinubu, says Sekibo. Well, Veronica, Senate suspends Akpoti Uduaghan for 6 months. Interesting development there. Yeah,
well, we saw that. Well, there are those who say that they saw that coming with the way the matters were going. But she has submitted her petition before the House, this time signed by a constituent, because that's what the House rule says. But then her colleagues are saying perhaps this will give her time to study the Red Book and understand it better, to know how to handle issues. But moving forward, I think that lessons are to be learned for everyone. If you want to put your case forward, ensure it is watertight and know how to address it. Absolutely. And address it immediately as it happens.
That's right. Toma, you think she said there is the order book, there is a procedure, and then there is the injustice. Do you think there was any form of injustice?
That will be hard to say from here without the nitty-gritty, the details of the whole story. But one thing is very clear. If you have an issue to grind, especially as a woman in this kind of society that we live, you have to be wise in the way you bring it out. And I think those people that were sympathetic with her are beginning to lose their sympathy right now. For her suspension, personally, I saw it coming.
Especially with having no senator to speak in our favor.
I think she has to be strategic at addressing her issues.
Absolutely. And Supreme Court, no evidence, 27 Rivers lawmakers defected. The Nation obtains CTC of judgment. Well, quickly, let's move to the next newspaper for review this morning, which is the Punch newspaper. Still aligning with our first thoughts, 6 months suspension. Natasha heads for court as NBA others knock Senate. So we're getting reactions from outside of the National Assembly. Marketers worry as 5-month fuel imports hit 6 trillion naira. Nigerians pay highest airfares in Africa. NCAA, where are we going?
Oh man, you needed to fly during Christmas, that Christmas period.
Right.
I was seeing people buy tickets for up to 510,000 for business class. Lagos to Abuja. 500, that's over 500,000.
Wow.
To travel to Abuja.
It's because of our peculiarities, the business environment, and then they talk about aviation fuel and all of it that they have talked about over time, and the running cost for these businesses. A majority of them have said that that's what impacts the price of airfares as we find it. So perhaps we need to begin to look at what we can do as a government helping address these matters.
Right. And then we have here on the front page of the Punch newspaper, Sanwo-Olu opens new roads, promises more infrastructure. Litigation won't stop Alaafin's coronation. We saw the Alaafin being welcomed yesterday, I think here in Lagos when he came back from Canada. Then very soon we'll be having new Alaafin over here. But there are suits challenging that.
And the government has said that wouldn't stop his coronation.
It won't stop it. Well, it was done in face cap, white suits, and pomp and pageantry around. All right, the Guardian newspaper is next. 10th Assembly, pro-people legislations shadowed by House drama, intrigues. Furore as Senate slams 6-month suspension on Akpoti Uduaghan. Defense headquarters queries Nigeria's terrorism index ranking as federal government freezes assets of terror financiers. Controversy over merit as federal government reverses Chukwu's appointment as Adon VC. On the bottom strip, Catholic Church denies or decries wave of kidnappings targeting priests, pastoral agents. That's not good enough. And Tinubu approves 80% dialysis subsidy, hires 774 national health fellows. This is a boost to our health sector, especially when you have people that have gone for fellowship and then they are getting automatic employment.
Yes, as a president, there are things you have to show, you have to do to show that you have empathy for the people.
That's right.
This government is bringing out policies that are more empathic, than a lot of people expect. And it's a beautiful step in the right direction, and I really encourage it.
Veronica, this is a boost to the to tackling the issue of unemployment in Nigeria, especially in the healthcare industry.
Absolutely, but will these persons want to stay back after a while? Because that's always the challenge. Even when you employ them, they start looking at, oh, I want greener pastures. I see what my colleagues are earning outside the country. What's the welfare package? What's the strategy to ensure that these people stay back beyond they getting this employment in the immediate, but on the long run?
Absolutely. This Nigeria is next. Senate gavel hits hard on Natasha. Aftermath of sexual harassment allegation against Senate President Akpabio. Akpoti Uduaghan slammed with 6 months suspension. On the ear of the newspaper, power disconnection. IKEDC confirms invasion of NAV personnel at headquarters, and then certified true copies of the full judgments of the Supreme Court of Nigeria on the political situation in Rivers State. TVCN to stabilize national grid with monitoring system as power generation hits 5,801.84 megawatts. It's good news we're recording from the power sector as against what we talked about this morning, the invasion of the Air Force
one of
personnel.
these discourses.
Absolutely.
Right.
Let's get to the next step, which is Platform Times. Reps move to strip INEC of power to register, regulate political parties. Oh, this is interesting. Litigations over laughing shown. Others, waste of time. That's according to Makinde. Ogun Customs seizes 279.5 million naira contraband, hands over 30,000 cannabis sativa parcels. Why we restored a Mawale-led assembly, that's according to the Supreme Court. And this, Veronica, above the masthead of the Platform Times, there's 2 Pakistanis arrested for allegedly kidnap of fellow Pakistani in Lagos. They invited the guy to Lagos.
From Kano.
Yeah, from Kano. under the guise of employing him as a chef. And
it's shocking.
Come on.
It's shocking on Nigerian soil that is happening. It's a sad development for me, and particularly worrying that they can be doing this on Nigerian soil. When did this all begin? Because this is now taking a different dimension with the issues we are already facing on the ground. Now people are doing this against themselves, who are foreigners on our own soil. It's crazy.
The sentiment would be, hey, you guys are doing it, so we should do it too. You guys are doing it and you're going home with huge amounts of money.
Pakistan has their own problem in their country.
Yes, I know.
Terrorism, the issue of
yes, I know. I know. Agreed.
So they want to cash out.
They also want to cash out.
Not necessarily. Does that speak to the issue of the environment, giving them room to practice this kind of thing?
That's right.
That's the point. That's the point.
Okay, we press for time. Let me move to the next newspaper for review. Today, we can hope 40 lives lost to domestic violence in 3 years. This is according to investigation. 21 wives, 9 hubbies, 8 girlfriends killed in process. Stakeholders seek state of emergency at violent martial affairs. This is so sad. Sexual harassment. Senate suspends Natasha for 6 months. Hookup girls, mobile prostitutes, now easy prey for ritual killers. What do you say to your fellow gender?
The femicide that we have witnessed in recent times is quite worrisome. And from what they are saying, empowerment of women and girls perhaps would stop a lot of these young ladies from moving in the direction of making themselves easy prey for these people who are willing to kill them. So that will form part of our conversation later on the show.
All right, my village gods will punish me if I give my wife money, husband tell courts. I wanted to say that wasn't me. Right, Daily Trust is next. Transport fares remain high despite petrol price drop. we need this to reflect, in our transportation, especially people that are commuting from one place to the other. They need to pay less, not just in food. Now, 12 Zamfara vigilantes killed in clash with bandits. Ramadan, Sharia Council defends school closure in northern state. Nigeria lost 94 trillion naira to business closures, multinational divestment. Alleged sexual harassment. Okay, we're taking the story over time. And Benue University students regain freedom after 8 days in captivity. That's good news.
It's good news, and I think it's kudos to the Nigerian army. I heard they spearheaded the rescue attempt, and it's refreshing. It's refreshing to hear that yes, the attempt, but the rescue attempt worked. I pray we hear more news like this concerning that issue. That's
right. And EFCC quizzes ex-Women Affairs Minister over alleged 138 million naira fraud. That has to do with after the disbursement of the the budget. So there are issues, regarding how the money was different. But it's in court. Let's see. I mean, it's with the EFCC. We're waiting what the investigation is going to reveal. 6 killed as fuel tanker explodes in Niger. Not again. Well, finally, for newspaper review this morning, Fenerbahce won 3 Rangers. That's Fenerbahce 1, Rangers 3. Desa's goal shatters Mourinho's dream. Nigerian says it was a beautiful night. Leon Balogun plays for 61 minutes. Battles against Rwanda, Zimbabwe, Boniface Chukwueze risk getting dropped. Veronica, I know you are a football enthusiast, but I've never seen you on the pitch. But how do you play this?
It's interesting to know that the lady is a football enthusiast and the guy is not. Oh, boy.
But that wouldn't be good or ideal for the team ahead of the playing Rwanda at the end of the day. But whatever strategy the coach is putting in place, he should ensure he gets the result and Nigeria qualifies at the end of the day. That is what every Nigerian is looking for.
That's bottom line. That's bottom line.
That's right. Blues secure first leg win in Denmark. That's Copenhagen 1 and Chelsea 2. Quite interesting development here. Liverpool ready to give Alisson new contract, and Newcastle eyeing 45 million euro Coman. Well, that's about it. Okay, Europa League. Osimhen, Samo leading scorers. I love it when I see our boys doing so well on the international scene, but we still need them to do very well.
Osimhen has been, carrying the flag, raising the flag high in recent times.
When it comes to sports, it has to do with passion. Osimhen has a passion, and he has the skills too, and I'm really rooting for him.
How dare you not have passion. when making a whole lot of money?
You're saying that fuels your passion too? No way, Ibrahim.
All right, guys, we just have to quickly race them because of our time, and that's about it for the newspapers up for review this morning. We hope that we've updated you, and would like you to grab copies of the newspapers